Hello everyone. I'm going to do a video post. Yeah, I just was stuck after losing my work. I just could not shake it, so I tried to like retype and start again. Wasn't working. Just mine was just not there. So I will um, have a verbal exchange with you all in regards to the post, and we'll see how it goes. So I definitely enjoyed both of the articles on common factors. The the initial one that I read, Common Factors Across Theories of Marriage and Family Therapy, and Modified Delphi Study. I have read this before. I think I used this article in my master's program when I was, you know, finding out what theories work for me, investigating different theories, and looking into different interventions, and then really trying to understand how the process of change works and how the person or the therapist is incorporated in that ideal change that we want to see happen for our clients. So the common factors really helped me to understand that in a practical sense as a therapist, like what it really takes um, to kind of help clients access change, and the key components that they were looking at, the client, therapeutic factors, relationship factors, technique model factors, and expectancy, placebo, and hope factors, which I also feel like is very valid. Um, and I really felt like that also should have been significant. Like I expected that to score much higher than it did. I definitely I'm definitely in agreement with the therapist plays a major role in our client's success, and that therapeutic relationship is truly imperative that it's solid. It is there's there's a positive rapport that has developed between the therapist and the client. Also, part of that dynamic is the fact that the therapist is well versed in whatever model she's using, which also speaks to um, Blow and Sprinkle mentioning that I want to get the exact language together, the quote that they are using, which I thought was spot on in regards to um, how therapists choose models. Um, so I wrote down that the articles by Blow and Sprinkle highlighted the extent to which the field of psychotherapy has grown in relation to how the therapist conceptualizes the model and how the therapist implements the model to connect with clients and implement change. Although studies confirm that psychotherapy is beneficial, there is no indication that a specific model is labeled as being the best. In contrast, it is apparent that clinicians typically choose one specific model to work from, as opposed to the more what I was using in the past, because I was fearful is a strong word, not fearful, but I was just reluctant. I was reluctant to choose one specific model when I first was starting out. It was kind of like, okay, well, what if this model doesn't work for this particular client? What if I was always kind of straddling the fence? So my safety net was always going to person centered or an eclectic framework. And the article definitely mentions that seems to be like almost a default. Like, play it safe, stick with person centered, or the other go to model is the eclectic model, which kind of pulls from various therapeutic therapeutic styles or interventions. So I thought that was interesting. What else? This is like totally like a sidebar, but I also enjoyed the tone of the second article with Davis. So Blow, Sprinkle, and Davis. That article, I enjoyed the tone of that article. I felt like it was really just an authentic approach to just saying like, hey, in addition to these common factors, here are some other things that really need to be incorporated as we're thinking about common factors from an MFT standpoint, and considering some of the systems that play into the common factors. And the other thing that I highlighted with the article that includes Davis was, let me just find it for you all. I may have just tested on this thing. Give me one sec. So they mentioned that therapists. I lost the section. Hold on. I'm so sorry, and I don't want to stop the video and start it again. Oh, it was right there. Oh, okay, here we are. I scrolled past it and it was already set up. So the therapist's belief in the treatment model. When I read this, I really could see how this could really make or break a therapy session. Because sometimes with agencies, um, which is one reason in particular that I also strayed away from agencies. I have worked in them, and I have done some of my practicum work early on within the agency, and the agency was using